But our first guest, this person right here, he's an incredible doctor, incredible motivational speaker, incredible TV personality. And if you want to get fit, he is the doctor you want to make that house call. And his new book is going to show us how to do just so. So, enough of me, more of them. I'm going to scram. I'm going to bring them on right now. And joining me right now, a person we all enjoy watching and listening to, Dr. Ian Smith. Dr. Ian, how are you?
I'm great, man. I'm enjoying the change of weather in Chicago. So I'm out and about, and I'm happy that things are changing, man. They're changing.
Awesome. And being in Chicago, I was going to say stop by Portillo's for me, but something tells me that's not in my diet plan. So I got to be good, right, Dr. Ian?
I'm 3 blocks away from one, actually. Now that you mention it.
Oh wow! I'll take the sausage with the beef with the hot peppers. That's what I love to have.
I understand.
Only in moderation, right, Dr. Ian?
Everything in moderation, absolutely, except for soda. No soda.
There you go. That's what I'm talking about. I used to watch you on Celebrity Fit Camp. Yeah. And one thing that really I admired about you all the time when you gave advice was that it was practical advice. And that's what ones love about you, Dr. Ian. How did you learn that balanced approach, especially when it comes to something like fitness?
It's interesting that you mentioned Celebrity Fit Club, because I really give the celebrities on the show in the early seasons a lot of credit for my writing style when it comes to health books. One season, I forget maybe it was season 3 or something, but one season I had written this book. My job on the show, as you know, was to help the celebrities lose weight. I had written a book called The Take Control Diet, and I loved this book. It had great information about what a calorie was and carbohydrates versus fats and macronutrients, all kinds of great information. I thought was great information. And I gave it to the celebrities to lose weight. And after about 2 weeks, the celebrities came back to me and said, "Hey, Dr. Ian, we love you. And we know, you know your stuff, you're smart, everything, but this book is too complicated. Can you just tell us what to eat, how to eat it, when to eat it?" And after I got over my feelings, because I felt like they rejected my book that I thought was so great, I then realized that it's important to meet people where they are. And it's not about what I necessarily think as a physician. I don't stand on a pedestal. I stand with people. And they taught me a valuable lesson, which is that people want it simple. They don't want it overly complicated. And they want to make sure that they have specific directions on what to follow. And I think that really has done me well in all my programs. In fact, this new book, Fast Burn, it's interesting. I specifically wrote this book from the standpoint of the user. I thought about all the different reasons why people say that they can't go on a plan, and while they miss, all different types of foods, they miss alcohol, they miss pasta and pizza and all these different things. And I put that in Fast Burn. So there is alcohol. You will have pizza. You'll have pancakes. You'll have meat, steak. You'll have vegetables. So I really think that my approach has been all about the people. That is making it relatable, affordable, and accessible. And I think that that's why I've had the success I've had over the years.
I totally agree. And when things are relatable, it really resonates with us, because I know sometimes when a person is dealing with a lifestyle change, it's kind of like breaking so many years of habits, and people seem to double down when you try to infringe on them, and even though you tell them something for their own good. And that's what I like about your approach, that it's you approach it from a way that really comes from a position to help us reason on why it's important for us to make these changes. And over the years, when you've helped ones out, and especially in Fast Burn, what would you say was the biggest kind of maturation process of you as a doctor and helping people out on this journey that you saw yourself doing in this book even more than you did in the past?
I think that, this is my 20th book, and I really wanted to write a big and bold plan like to celebrate the 20th publication. And I really wanted to focus on making sure that the everyday person could actually do this plan. I mean, that's critical. And, there's so many programs that ask you to eat certain types of foods, and you got to go to all these different stores, and it's expensive, and you got to find a very rare ingredient. And I really felt like over the years, what I really learned was that if you can really make it digestible, like people are okay if you challenge them, because you have to be challenged. Let's be honest. If everything you were doing before was working, you wouldn't be looking for a diet plan. So you have to be challenged, and people are okay with being challenged, but you can't make it so difficult that it's unattainable. And also the other part of it is that people want results. In this program, I tested over 2,000 people in my Facebook group. And over 9 weeks, the average weight loss was 15 to 17 pounds. So when people see these kinds of results, then that begets more results, and people really get excited and they want to stick to the plan. And so it's a combination of making sure that people are not intimidated by the program itself. Every day is spelled out for you. It's also about flexibility. So every meal and every snack, there are options. I give you options in the book. So you can be a vegan, a vegetarian, a pescatarian, a carnivore. It doesn't matter. You can make the program work for you. And the last part, I think, is that people want to make sure that these are things that they can buy for the long term, that it's sustainable. What good is a program if the program is unsustainable? And so I think with Fast Burn and many of my recent books, people enjoy the sustainability. You can do these books, these programs forever. And my goal actually is for you to put the book on a shelf after you finish 1 or 2 cycles of the plan. And then anytime you want to tune up, you can pull it down. It's like an old friend, always there for you.
And Dr. Ian, let's talk about negative energy and what we can do to combat that, especially when it comes to a lifestyle change. What can we do?
Let's start with positive energy. Okay. Positive energy occurs when you consume more calories. Calories are food energy. It's a measurement of food energy. When you consume more food energy or calories than you burn off, you're in a positive energy state. Well, the energy has to go somewhere. It just doesn't disappear. I wish it did, but it doesn't. And so what the body does, the body takes the extra energy while you're in that positive energy state, and it takes it and it stores it as fat. Fat is a storage form of energy. That's called a positive energy state. With Fast Burn, I flip your body into a negative energy state. And this is what this means. You're going to be eating plenty of food, 3 meals and 3 snacks. But the way I have you eating the food and the timing of when you eat the food allows your body then to flip into a negative energy state, which means that you are not getting all of the energy you need from your food. And so your body says, I have to go somewhere to get the energy. Where does your body go? Your body goes into your fat. It takes your fat, it breaks it down, and reconfigures the energy so you can use it as fuel. That's called a negative energy balance state. And that's why with Fast Burn, not only are people reporting significant weight loss, they're also talking about dropping 6, 7, 8 inches around their waist, which is typically a stubborn area to drop that weight because the fat is literally shrinking.
And Dr. Ian, one thing that intrigued me about this book, and I received a copy, it's awesome, it's amazing, is that ones like myself, I'm disabled, I'm a quadriplegic, I've been a wheelchair user for 28 years. My community, as you know, as a doctor, struggles with weight, because of not being able to move around and other external factors. I think this book right here will be a game changer for ones like myself. I'm not sure if you knew that when you put this together, but I think this is going to help a lot of us out. And what can my community do, Dr. Ian, in this journey, in this lifestyle, and why would you recommend this book for us?
I think the 3 major things that people have to do. First is the acknowledgement. You just made an acknowledgement that's important. That is that we struggle. We struggle with eating healthy. We struggle with movement and exercise. We struggle with these things. We're not always kind to our bodies. And acknowledging that is not in any way, being harshly critical. It's being constructively critical about how we've treated our bodies. And you have to know where you are to understand what progress looks like. You got to know where, you got to have ground zero, and then you know where you're going. So that's number 1. Number 2 is that I think for us, we have to be more open-minded. We have to open our palates. We have to be willing to try different types of foods, different flavors, different spices, different ways of cooking foods that we have been eating for a long time. We need to be more open-minded and try things. I'll never forget when I told my mother I was going to eat sushi, she almost had a heart attack. You're going to eat raw fish? I mean, she literally almost fainted, because the thought of it was almost, sacrilegious, the idea that you would eat raw fish. But we have to be more open-minded about how we eat our foods and prepare our foods. And the third thing, I think, is that we need to be more physically active. Honestly, there's a decent subset of us who go to the gym, who work out, who play sports, but there's a large segment of the population after a certain age where we become very sedentary. We're riding buses, on the train, but we're not using our bodies in a physical way. We're not walking, we're not running, we're not riding bicycles or skating. And I think those three things are extremely important for us, particularly to be able to make these changes and to begin a transformation into better health and a better quality of life and a longer life.